the studio today with my neighbor. That's her set up over there. And I'm over here. I am working on quilting or sandwiching the big bed quilt that's a gift for friends. And then I'm going to be doing some painting samples and a little bit of drawing and trying to figure out some other pieces over by the window today. So that's what you're going to be seeing. Everyone. So I'm all done at the studio for today, or in the hall for today. I got quite a bit done. I got the quilt all sandwiched, as you will have seen. I got another layer of paint put onto the first river. The first layer was kind of streaky. I just wanted the color to be a bit more saturated, so I repainted it and it looks much crisper now, just more true to the actual paint color that I was going for. And then I also did some prepping in my my little sketchbooks. I wanted to do some black gessoed pages, so I did a few more black gessoed pages. I did my drawing for today, which I just happen to have here, so I will show you. I did this tree. It was just the tree that was right outside the window, and I liked there were these little pink blossoms that will eventually turn into, I think they were buds. They're like leaf buds, and then there was moss on this tree as well, so I did that. And this was done with ink, so that was really good. And I also did just a little bit of writing and planning for just thinking about the next steps for the river piece, and also like kind of rearranging the books that I want to read that go with each piece, because I realized I'm working on the river piece and I'm not reading any books that relate to it, but I'm kind of working on, like, there's other pieces that are coming down the pipe and that are, you know, that I just haven't really read books, all the books for either. that I had planned to read, and I don't know if I'll read all of them, but I just kind of wanted to arrange them and think about them in relation to the pieces themselves. And so that is that. Today's March 12th, and I don't know if I'm not going to have any more studio days in the community building this month. I am planning to do some studio work during the week that I am off from work, from my job. So I'm going to set up, and I'm going to have, it's going to be chaotic because my kids are going to be home. There is one day where I can set up where they will be at a sleepover, and so I might get like quite a bit done. I might try to do the second river painting on that day, because it's challenging. Our home is not huge. My kids, need space. Like, we all need to share the space, and so I can't really expect them to just stay out of my way when I'm doing this work. So I have to try to set it up in a way where it doesn't hinder them either. But because of the painting that it's large painting, I need a big space to open to do it, and I need it to be able to dry before I can move it. So I need a few hours. It doesn't take that long to dry, but at least 2 hours, I would say. So it's one of those things where I have to be really careful when I set up, and I know that they all want to accommodate me as best as possible, and they're really helpful about that. But it's also just a normal day, and having to make dinner and using the dining room table or using a wall in the living room, and yeah, it's just a bit of maneuvering to set that stuff up. But I want to keep moving forward on this quilt because it is going to be quilted before the surface design is done on it. And it's something that, that can move forward a bit faster. I'm still waiting for my new sewing machine. Hasn't arrived yet. I knew that was the case though, so I wasn't expecting it now. But I'm excited to have that quilt all ready to quilt. And that is something that I can probably do at the dining room table fairly easily. Although a bigger space is always helpful. But at this point I'm looking at more space in April, renting out space in April, not in March, because March is going to go by really quickly. And the last weekend of March, I am going with a friend, my friend Dorothy, who I was sharing the space with today, to a networking event for women in the arts and culture. So yeah, I know that I need more studio days, but this is one of the first opportunities to network in person that I'm going to have had in the last 2 years. And it's a free event, by donation event with some really great speakers, and I really felt like it was a really good opportunity. It's quite a drive. It's like a 45-minute drive from here, but there were a lot of reasons why it made sense to use this as opportunity on a day that I would normally be having a studio day. So that's the decision I made. And now what I'm going to do is kind of rearrange my little space. This is just like a little inspiration space behind the door in my bedroom that I see from time to time. That I see, when I'm in bed. This is a painting by Tamara de Lempicka, and it's called Saint Moritz. And I've had this since I was 16, I think. I bought this at an art gallery that I went to, where they had a show of her work, and this was my favorite piece of hers. And I put it up for winter time because it felt inspiring to me, and it reminded me of the things that inspired me when I was 16. But it's now spring. It's very close to spring. We're about 2 weeks away from officially being in spring, but spring is definitely sprung in our part of the world, and I feel like I need to change this. The other image that I had up for the winter was this, which is a picture of me with the quilt that my grandmother made me I'm all wrapped up in it. This is like right after I got married, because my grandmother made all her grandchildren quilts and we got them when we got married. So this is the day after I got mine. And so it was kind of, I was trying to remind myself to be cozy and be warm, and it was just it's an inspiring picture to me. But again, it's a new season, so I wanted to refresh this little area and kind of like put up some new things with some new inspiration. This board has my block of my memory keeper symbol of the year, which is the churn dash block. And then I've also got these two finished, oh, you can only see one. I've also got these two finished pieces, which I am making these to be part of a fabric book eventually. So these are the two first pages of the book, essentially. I just put together a third page of the book today, so it's ready to stitch. I'm going to make this book through the whole time that I'm making this body of work. There could be 20 to 30 pages in this book. I don't know. But eventually it will be another piece that will be included with this body of work. So for right now, I'm going to leave these things here, I think, because I like looking at them. And then I might add some more things to this as well. So that's my update for today. I think this year has been good for art, but it also feels like things are moving in slow motion. I am making progress on my website. I'm also doing another lightning talk at the beginning of April, which is it's going to be the same talk that I did, the Curious Song one that I linked in the last vlog. It's just for a different audience, for a different group of people. And then I think in April I'm going to be finding out about all my applications that I've submitted over the last month and a half. So that'll be interesting as well. And it'll kind of help me plan out the rest of my year, or the rest of the, like till the end of summer. Fall stuff always comes up really late. And yeah, I think that's all I've got to say today. It's a weird time. For me, for everyone. All right, I'll check in again soon. Hi friends, just doing a check-in for our vlog, March. So today's the 23rd. I just picked up a piece and a piece for my neighbor from the art show that we were in, which you probably will have seen earlier in this vlog. And then I went to see a little show, which I will also show you pictures of, at the Deer Lake Art Gallery, which is a great art gallery here in Deer Lake Park that shows a lot of local work. And what else am I doing? I've been doing a lot of admin this week, so I took the week off from my regular job, so I'm doing a lot of website prep, so prepping photos, writing out descriptions, and I'm also working on a video today. So I'm trying to do some artwork as well, but I'm not I'm not pushing on the production side right now. I just did my crit group today, and we had a bit of a critique with a visiting artist, and so I'm just trying to give myself space to get this other stuff done, because really I could have my website finished in the next couple weeks if I push pretty hard on it. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, I think. And there is artwork in the mix, but it's coming along a little bit slower. Oh, I also did some experimenting with my new sewing machine this week. So I figured out a piece and how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to do with it, rather than I had a plan in my head at the beginning, and now I'm changing the plan and adapting it a bit. So that is what's going on. It's a little all over the place. I'm trying to be really slow and chill and restful with myself this week, so as not to push so hard that I feel like I haven't really rested, because the point of this was to rest. So yeah, I will check in again later. I wanted to just check in with you about this piece, which I still don't have a title for at this stage, but this is the piece that I've been working on in collaboration with my friend Jen Brommel, who lives in Indiana in the US, and we sent each other fabric. So if you've been watching my vlogs for a while, you would have seen this in the autumn when I was doing the artist residency. And now this is where it is. So we're really getting close to the end. At this stage, what I'm doing is adding on this texture at the top with the cotton thread, which you will have seen in some of the other pieces, the collaborative pieces that I did with my son. And it's just a textural element that I find really adds a lot to the pieces. It's a level of surface design that I think just really makes it pop. Like this, this blue that you see in here, when you add that texture to it, it just really sings, I think, when you add in the contrast of that thread. So that is what I'm doing right now, and once that part is done, I think this piece will be finished, other than obviously doing the sides and facing it, so it'll all be turned under and have a nice clean edge, and then I'll have to do the label as well. So I was thinking this piece was going to take much longer than it has, but it's come along, and I'm getting to a place where it's feeling close to complete to me. So I'm going to put more of the thread in this, wherever it's really dark blue is where I'm going to put the thread in. So all this area And then in these, not this one, but these ones. And I don't know about these ones. We'll see. We'll see if I put it in there. And then it'll be getting closer to completion. So I really need to pick a title for this. But I feel like the title is going to be something that I talk about with my friend and that we figure out together as she gets closer to finishing her piece. So that is that one. Hi everyone. So I wanted to wrap up the March studio vlog here. Overall, I felt like March was a bit all over the place for art making. I didn't get a ton done, but I feel like there's some shifts happening in my momentum and in my overall feeling about my practice. I'm getting closer to finishing my website. I haven't really firmly established a writing practice, but doing the 100-day project is really giving me this sense of like a daily habit. And so I'm thinking that once this is over, because we're halfway, I'm almost halfway, and so it's gonna be over like mid-May. I'm thinking that I might shift from a daily drawing in mid-May to daily writing about art, and maybe that's just like taking a quote and writing about that quote, or reading a passage and then writing something, or I haven't really figured out what that will be, but I thought it would be a really good way to kind of translate the establishing of a daily habit into something that I can put towards a more regular writing practice about my work. And I have been writing for my website, so I feel like I'm accomplishing something. So I'm gonna catch you up on what's been going on in the studio a bit more in April. I have at least 2 studio days planned, studio days in a separate space planned. But I'm also doing quite a bit of stitching in the evenings, and yeah, so there's stuff happening, there's ideas forming. I did a lot of thinking in March. I got out my new sewing machine and was trying to like establish what I wanted to do with another piece that I started in the fall, and I've come up with a concept around that. So I do have to make some like samples and things like that, to try to like figure out the extent to which I'm gonna do these 3D letters. It's about 3D letters. Like, who would have thought that I'd be making 3D letters? But that's where it's going. So I need to do a little bit of work around that, and that will probably take up one of my studio days, just trying to like troubleshoot how I want to make these letters. I need to get some different materials to make that possible, which I will be picking up this week. So that's the end of March, and thank you very much for following along. I will be back with another studio vlog, and I hope you've checked out my Women Artists series, which I'm very, very proud of. The first video is up. That was one of my goals this year, and I accomplished it, so I'm really happy about that. And I will be back again soon with another video. Thank you so much for watching.